if you hold a CARICOM passport and you're traveling to the EU in 2026, here's everything that you need to know. In my previous videos, I would have mentioned about EES and ETIAS. I've also mentioned that these things kept being pushed back and pushed back. However, it seems like things are moving along. So let's get into a refresher. There are two things that are different about traveling into the Schengen area in EU, which is 27 or is it 29 by now? EU countries make up the Schengen area where we can travel visa-free for a period of 90 days. The first thing I'm talking about, the EES, which is the entry and exit system, will affect passengers that one, don't need a visa, two, those that also need a visa. So basically the entry and exit system would be improved border control. So it's said to take better track of persons crossing borders, because usually traveling between the countries, like the flight agents will check your passport, but there were no real checks traveling between the borders. So what does this mean? The system will be taking biometric data of persons who enter. If you ever travel to the US, once you first travel, they take like your picture, they take your fingerprints. Sometimes when you travel again, they check it against the system. It will basically be the same thing. Now, I guess the issue with implementation is because it had to be rolled out in so many countries. There were issues with the system. So they started the phased rollout since last year, October. And now officially as of April the 7th, it's supposed to be fully implemented within all countries. Now, different countries may have different ways of doing it. So some places may have the fully self-service kiosks. Some places may still have the border agents going through the process, because like in the US, the border agents used to do it. Then they had the kiosks where you could do it yourself, and maybe you may still have to go to agents. How does the process work? Basically, on your first entry into the first country, you'll need to do the entire process. So this would cause some delays because of course you're registering for something for the first time. So you have to enter like hopefully they can scan it from hopefully it will be able to be scanned from your passport, but they'll take your name, date of birth, the country that you're from, etc. Take a photo, take your fingerprints, and then maybe ask a few questions. Are you a terrorist? I don't know what questions they'll ask, but you'll have to answer a few questions. So that will be registered into the system. So then moving on, it should be easier, as in the next time you travel or the next country that you enter, it may ask for some information just to verify who you are, etc. But it shouldn't be the entire process of filling it out again. So basically, on your first entry, you'll be registering to travel in the EU. Now, this is tied to the ETIAS, which is basically the e-visa or the pre-authorization. So previously, because we could travel visa-free, we just buy our ticket, hop on the plane. Now, with the ETIAS, it will require you to register, basically apply for e-visa before your travels. To make the ETIAS process easier, I think they needed to implement the entry and exit system first. So now that this system is supposedly implemented, they have scheduled the ETIAS to be implemented to the end of 2026. So if you'll be visiting Europe after maybe October 2026, you may need to apply for the e-visa. So I won't get into that in this video because it's not here as yet, but the entry and exit system has officially been implemented. Now, they did mention that maybe during peak seasons, it may scale it back because of course it's going to cause backlog in systems. If you have a lot of people traveling or lots of people entering for the first time, and not necessarily just for the first time, but entering and having to register for the first time, is going to create a backlog. So they may scale it back depending on the fluctuations, like if it's peak season, but it's something that you should expect and to look out for on a trip to Europe in 2026. And of course, I'll make an updated video once there's more news about the ETIAS. If you want to understand it a bit more, you can check out this video here. But one unfortunate thing to add about the system is that more than likely it will be replacing passport stamps, because the system is basically going to be automatic now. So unless you have to go to a border agent, they may still give you your passport, but moving forward, maybe in 2027, 2028, probably not going to get the stamps on your passport anymore. And then what's the point? I still like to like, you know, flip through my passport and look at these stamps like, oh yes, I remember this. I remember that. Oh, this stamp is cute. Oh, yeah. So yeah, unfortunately, they may be doing away with that. So you may have to collect some other form of stamp souvenir. I don't know. That's the unfortunate part about it. Anyway, yeah, okay. Now, bye for real. Safe travels. Until next time.